Hello and welcome back to Lego Bricks. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. We got some Lego bricks in the mail, which means we can make some more progress on the Lego city behind me. More specifically in this video, we're going to start working on the parking lot tailgate area. So without further ado, let me show you what bricks we got to work with. And yeah, let's get started. All right, so here are the Lego pieces that came in the mail. I just did an order through lego.com pick a brick. I did have to do one additional small order through Bricklink just to get the remaining pieces I needed that weren't available in best sellers on lego.com. I didn't want to order any standard items just because it would have taken a longer time than I wanted for those pieces to arrive. So it's just much easier to do it through Bricklink. I'm not going to go through these bags super granularly. I'm just going to go kind of generally through the bags. You'll get an idea of kind of the bricks I have and why. I mean, I'm building a parking lot. It's not super complicated, but to start off, we got some 16 by 16 plates that will be topping off the Mills plate construction. And then a lot of dark bluish gray pieces, obviously for the pavement for the parking lot. I'm not using the Lego road plates just because they don't really give me the granularity for creating parking spaces and all that. So gonna be brick building it using a snot technique. So a lot of dark bluish gray pieces, and you'll see some dark bluish gray plates as well. I do have some black bricks in here, and that's gonna kind of be for the edging around the Mills plate, and I can show you more of that in a bit. That, and then in combination with the first story of the Speed Champions car tower that I'm going to build right next to the parking lot. That first story is going to be having a black exterior, so some of those bricks are for that. We're not going to build that a whole lot in this video, but just ordering some parts in preparation for that. And then you'll see some kind of sand green plates kind of sprinkled in here. Not much in that one, but in this one, some sand green bricks. And that's for some of the pavement markings. I'm using sand green for the bicycle parking area. And you'll see that later as I start building it. And then obviously for parking lots, lines, some yellow plates. Got some light bluish gray plates for the edging around the parking lot, just kind of match with it's Mills plate construction, so it's just matching the kind of larger plates that I got. And then that's pretty much it in there. And then as you can see, the extra kind of order I had to make through Bricklink, I got a lot of medium azure plates. And that's for an extra parking spot that I'm creating for a handicap parking spot. So I'm using medium azure for that color. So that's pretty much it. Let's get building. All right, so here is the Mills plate we are using for this build. We have two 48 by 48 base plates, so 48 studs wide by 96 studs long. And as you can see, you have all the substructure bricks in there in place, ready to be topped to complete the whole Mills plate construction. All these bricks here, those are going to be supporting those 16 by 16 base plates that I showed earlier, and that is where the Speed Champions car showcase tower is going to go. This empty section here, that is where that brick built parking lot pavement will go. And as I mentioned, I'm doing this kind of black border of bricks along the edges of the tables. I have to, retrofit the older Mills plates down there, but this is kind of what I'm talking about in terms of making it look a little bit nicer and cleaner kind of on the edges instead of just seeing a bunch of these, weird colored bricks. So as I mentioned, we're not going to be using the Lego road plates for the pavement. We are going to be brick building it, so just a bunch of kind of 1x8 bricks, and then to keep those in place, we're using these 1x4 snot bricks that will double up as support for the 16 by 16 plates on top of it for the Mills plate construction, but also be able to support and hold in place the brick built pavement. So in terms of making the parking spaces, we're going to make it so each space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bricks wide. Just, you know, bricks are laying on the side. But we're going to use 6 bricks, and then the 7th row of bricks is actually going to be made using plates. So 3 rows of plates will make it the same height as 1 brick. And we're going to use that technique so that we can make an actual, you know, yellow line to mark the edge of the parking space. So we're doing a combination of interlocking plates of 1x10 and 1x8. So the line is going to be eventually 18 studs in length. So 2 rows of dark bluish gray plates, as you can see there, and then 1 final row of the yellow plates, and that makes the line for the parking space. And as you can see, perfect fit for the 6 stud wide vehicles. All right, so we're almost done here with the pavement. Just wanted to kind of go over a couple of things. As you can see, we have what's supposed to be a bicycle parking area. So the idea is that in this city, bike lanes would be solid sand green in color. So to signify a parking area, I just did a striped pattern with the sand green bricks. And it just also works great with the interlocking bricks that we're using for the pavement. So, you know, 1x8, 1x4, 1x8, 1x4, and so on and so forth. So that's that. And then as you can see down here, we have a handicap spot for the last spot. I made a P. I could have made an H, I guess. I don't know. I didn't want to make like the actual like handicap symbol. It's just, I didn't want to be that complicated, so I just made a P. But regardless, medium azure in color kind of helps signify that. It's different than the rest of the parking spots. And it's also just a little bit wider than all the rest. All the other spots are just seven bricks wide. This one is 8. So a little bit more space for handicap vehicles. And then lastly, like we're doing on the other end with the 1x4 snot bricks to keep the pavement in place, we're using these 1x2 jumper plates, as you can see here, and then we're connecting it with these 1x2 Technic bricks, just like so. Once I get it in here, so it kind of connects there, you know, in the hole there with the jumper stud. So that just helps keep this side in place, along with the other side over there. All right, so the parking lot is pretty much all ready for some tailgating action, and looks like we have someone trying to get in early, doing a terrible job parking, Who could that be taking up 2 spots like that?
It's the Brickster. Of course it's the Brickster. Only he would do such a thing. Let's get him out of here.
Anyhow, parking lot, like I was saying, is pretty much done. Ready for some tailgating. Exciting. We got 6 parking spaces. We have a handicap spot. We have some bicycle parking. We have speed bumps for traffic control. I know it's not flashy. It'll look better once there's, you know, some scenes, you know, some cars and tents and grills and stuff, you know, tailgating. But this was an important step to get done, and it's a pretty big investment in bricks to brick build something like this. Anytime you're brick building a road or a parking lot like this, you know, it's just pretty big investment. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Still got to tile off sidewalks, but I'm going to hold off on that for now because I want to see what it looks like when I get some buildings around here. Also, I might want to put like a fence in here, maybe even some trees. So that's going to dictate how I maybe tile, or, you know, the pattern I want to do for tiling. So holding off on that. But next up, we're going to be starting on the Speed Champions showcase tower that's going to live right there. That's the footprint of it. Modular tower will be going up. It's pretty much next on the docket, as well as the kind of greenery public space over here. As you can see, I'm kind of working on a mock-up for how a tree is going to look. Not super complicated, but yeah, just trying to figure out how I want the trees to look here. They're going to go on each of these, you know, raised kind of platforms or garden platforms, and these are going to actually be double high. So there's going to be another tier of bricks, of tan bricks there in the middle. So we're going to have that, and then you can kind of see here there's a little hole because we're not going to have trees on this one. That hole is going to help feed wires down into the mills plate, because instead of trees on this one, we're actually going to have a structure. I'm not ready to tell you exactly what that structure is going to be. I want it to be a little bit of a surprise, but the idea is the structure is going to hide a battery that's going to power all the street lamps that are going to go along the sidewalk here. So that's the plan, and that'll be coming up next as well. So that's going to do it for today's city update video. We got the parking lot pretty much 90% done. Tiling obviously still has to be done, but like I said, holding off on that for now. But we're going to be ready to start working on some more flashier projects like this Speed Champions Showcase Tower, as well as finishing up the public space, green space over there with the structure way at the back. But yeah, it's going to start getting flashy around here with the buildings popping up fairly soon. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. And most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and keep on building. And welcome back to Schlegel Bricks. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. We got some more stuff. We got stuff in the mail. Yeah.